Hi, welcome to the GF channel. Many episodes ago I actually showed you how I installed these nice looking buttons. You can click the thingy at the top if you want to know more information. What I don't like about those buttons though is they do not have backlight, and also there's a defect specifically in those, and this button has a different color than the rest, which bugs me. So I want to add a backlight and get rid of these and still look nice and modern. And I was spending a lot of time finding the proper buttons, and I believe I finally found something that may fit. These are from Chevrolet Captiva starting 2006. And the way I'm going to actually mount those is like that. They work quite good. Now this is not glued. I still haven't glued it, and this is how the button actually looks like when it's removed from here. So from here you pop this one and pop this one, and you end up with that one, which you need then to grind here. And here I have grinded it so it's smaller and it's not in the way. And then there are those grooves inside here, for which I 3D printed a part. Which works quite well. So now the plan is to actually replace all of those, and for now I'm not going to use strong glue because, well, these are not the cheapest buttons you can find, and they're actually not that easy to find as well. So for now I'm going to use not that strong of a glue, and as you can see it was working. I had to actually press harder in order for this to pop out. This one to pop out. This one is fine. I never saw a problem with it. So glue, good. Now the problem is if I fit it again, if I'm able to fit it again. The problem is this is taller, and also at the back it's a little bit different shape, which requires more modifications. This is from the UK, but that doesn't matter, it's the same. So where the bolts are, I have added spacings, some spacers, which I again 3D printed, but these can be made out of anything. And since everything gets lower, this means also this button gets lower here. So I also 3D printed spacing for the button itself. This one here, it's a 3D print. Of course, everything, all the models are in the description. So how to remove this part here on the 626. I showed you how to remove the Chevrolet one, the Chevrolet one. It's easy. You see that groove here. This one is actually made for a screwdriver. You put a screwdriver at the back and just press hard, and it's going to pop out. This is how you remove these. So let me remove all of them, 3D print more of these. I still don't know if for the driver's side I'm going to need different one. After I print more, I'll see. This sticks out more, but I also see it's lowered as well. We'll see. Maybe I'll do a 3D model only for this one separate. Only time will tell. And I'll place the buttons. Then I'll test mechanically if they work. And after that, electrically to make the backlight. Backlight is actually on the front pretty much easy. You see there are two holes which are for LEDs here and here. On the back I'll have to drill some holes to be able to make backlight. That's also easy. Okay, let's go. Okay, these are the three buttons. One on the left, which is the 3D printed version of the one in the middle. and the right one is the driver's side, and as you can see it's way taller than the regular one. And I already have this tall, so it needs to be even taller. So I'll have to 3D print, tweak the model first and then 3D print spatial version for the driver's side. Other than that, I actually tested that part, and electrically it works mechanically. I mean, it triggers the rolling down and up of the windows, so part is good. I only need now this part. So I have all of them here, and this one I already glued, so it works quite well. I'm happy. There's absolutely nothing that doesn't feel stock. Satisfying click. It's not too hard. It's very good. Everything else it's harder since I didn't use any lubricant yet. This is lubed, glued and lubed, ready to be used. These are a bit harder, but they will work. And this one, the driver one, it's the different one. And now I press to the end. Good. Back to the end. Good. So it's time to actually glue these to their buttons, and while it's curing I'll try to add LEDs to everywhere. And I've mounted all of them, glued, lubricated. They look awesome. I have scratched this one and a few others on the sides, but that's on the side, it's not visible. If I turn on the ignition, you can actually see this gets lit, and from the side as well, but that will be covered, so no problems there. I hope so. We'll see. Okay, so now I need to actually figure out how to mount the LEDs, the LEDs for the rest. And the ugliest of them all, that's the part with the wiring. Unfortunately, there's no way to make it better because there's no space. So everything needs to be on top, as you can see, and I've used a lot of glue to make it stand the test of time. This is all good, and as I promised you, I'm going to try to make it smarter, and I did. And the way I imagine it to work is this actually is stock, so I don't touch it. Since this is a Premacy module, it works a bit different from the 626 you're going to see in a bit. But these, the added ones, I want them to get lit only when the windows are ready to use. So this means when this is not pressed. If you have disabled the passenger windows, I want these not to be lit. These three. This still gets lit because you can still operate the driver's window even with this pressed. So to do that, I have measured and I have found that this spot right here gets disconnected. So this grabs ground from the common ground, and then here it's disconnected when you press it, and it disconnects the ground so it doesn't continue. And the spot here I actually grab is the same as this one. So I grab from here for a resistor. Unfortunately, I didn't find a spot on top for that ground, that disconnected ground. So I had to go around the PCB, and I feed the ground to here, all the way up to here, and like that to here. And then both for Premacy and 626, this pin here is ignition. It's 1F, I believe. That's the ignition pin. So you tap into the ignition pin, grab so these are lit only on ignition. And that's the wiring. Now, to accommodate the wiring, I had to do a small cuts. You can actually probably, let me try. You can see the cuts here, 1, 2, and 1 here. These are because of the legs of the LEDs. Those 2 legs and that leg that cross to there. So I had to cut those in order to be able to make those, as well as where was it? As well as this one, yes. See, I've removed a little bit of material here, just a little bit. That's because of the this part where this pin needs to go on the other side, and this is actually in the way. So with those 2 mods, this now close freely. It's good to close. Okay, let's assemble everything and show you the final result. Okay, that's the final result. Now I can pull all the way up. Good. This is one time. All the way down. Good. Single up also works. These work as well. The one there. And this one here as well. And if I disable, these stop working. Enable, they start again. And now, since this is a Premacy module, if I turn the ignition off, this one stays, because you can actually use it after the engine is off for about 40 seconds or so. That's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hit subscribe. I'll be posting more videos soon. Bye bye.